Good morning everyone, my name is Michelle, I hope you're doing well. Welcome to another video. It is Wednesday morning the 26th of March. Amidst this overcast and somewhat drizzly day here in Northern England, I feel really sad. Yesterday was a really sad day in the Sebastian Rogers case. I just want to talk about it for a few minutes. It's really sad because amidst all of this drama, 13 months to this very day, Sebastian Rogers was reported missing. And amidst all of this drama and backbiting, he's still missing. And he's more lost than ever. I've said that before. But Sebastian Rogers is more lost than he ever was. Let's talk about that. A little bit of backstory here. If you've not been following the really long live streams that have been going on connected to what happened a couple of nights ago, I talked about that a couple of days ago. But in short, someone called Julie Skolnick, who is kind of associated with the Green Team but not. She's not part of the inner circle, but she does believe that the Proudfoots are to blame for Sebastian's disappearance. At the very least, she thinks that Sebastian was being abused. She went on Every Day with Jay's panel, and the PI for Sebastian, via Katie and Chris Proudfoot, SF Investigates, didn't like it. Had a huge Twitter rant over it. Then he posted a long post on Twitter saying that he wasn't going to be engaging with social media anymore, and it would just be, major updates that he'd put on Twitter. And then I got up yesterday morning and his account has gone. This is his account. This account doesn't exist. That sparked a massive round of live streams. I mean, listen, I watched nothing else yesterday other than hours and hours of live streams, people discussing this. I actually watched the Karen Reid hearing, but apart from that. Look, as I said in my video a couple of days ago, Jay didn't do anything wrong. They weren't coddling her, they were having a conversation with her, trying to get through to her about how misguided some of the things that she says is. And this Julie, it tells me everything I need to know about Julie. I don't have to go to her channel. I don't have to give her any clicks, any views. I know exactly what kind of person she is. She said she didn't see anything wrong with the mass flagging that she got her audience to do of SF Investigates. And what's SF Investigates ever done to her, personally? I mean, look, SF, he can be controversial. He does argue with people. There's various cases where he's upset people. I get all that. But at the end of the day, he is a licensed PI, and at the end of the day, he knows what he's doing. And at the end of the day, he's found numerous people. He found a young man recently, sadly deceased, but at least that young man can go home to his parents. And I think SF does get affected, as anybody would, by this kind of work. And also, it was alleged yesterday that he's going to tell, or he's told, Katie and Chris Proudfoot that he can no longer be the PI on the case and that night win. That's not like SF. Something's gone down, and there's been loads of speculation, and I'm not going to speculate really, but this is what I was thinking. Like, the first thing I thought when I saw that his Twitter's gone, I don't know if it's gone completely or he's privated it, I don't know, and his major reaction to Julie. And I'm wondering whether all this mass flagging has sparked an investigation amongst the people who give out PI licenses, that they're taking it seriously, that they have to investigate. And maybe his PI licenses have been suspended. Doesn't mean to say he's going to lose them forever, but they've been suspended while they investigate. And that's why he can no longer be a PI at the moment. Because at the moment, his licenses are suspended. That's just something I thought. I'm not saying that's what happened, I'm just saying that's something I thought. And it accounts for this seemingly over-the-top reaction, which is very odd. But I get it. There's people going real life, left, right and centre. There's lawsuits, there's just absolute nonsense complete and total nonsense. I've said this before, and I'm sure I'll say it again. The Summer Wells case was crazy, but that was just a warm-up. That was just a warm-up compared to how insane this case is. How many lives have been affected? You know, real life lives have been affected. And there's a bunch of trolls who are intent on taking people down because they have an opposing opinion. And look, there's a reason why I don't do panels. There's a reason why I just stick to myself. I'm not in cahoots with anybody. I don't have conversations offline. I don't make friends. You might say, well, that's because you're an antisocial bastard, Michelle. Well, there is that. However, I've learnt my lesson with the internet. And when I started a true crime channel, I vowed that I wasn't going to make the same mistakes again. Because in my previous life on YouTube, I used to do panels. I used to go on other people's panels. I used to do interviews. Either people interviewing me or me interviewing people. I did debates. It gets fractious and people go real life. And people went real life on me and it wasn't very nice. Nothing happened. I didn't get suspended. I didn't get fired. But people go in real life and your real life work gets affected. And your real life work has to do a bunch of damage limitation because a lot of trolls overnight have gone real life. It's horrible. It's really horrible. And I vowed when I started a true crime channel that I wasn't going to make that mistake. Because, you know, every genre on social media has its drama side. Like dog training. You know, there's dog trainers who are taking chunks out of each other because they just have opposing views on, you know, different techniques, and it's crazy. There's a reason why I don't have a dog training channel, I'm telling you. The dog trainers are insane. And all that, they go real life. Dear me. And I've got some very clear views about dog training. I could get involved. I'm tempted sometimes, but no, I've learnt my lesson. And the other thing I never do is I don't ever give any personal information away. You don't know what I do outside of YouTube, and you'll never be able to find out. You know, people just think I'm old and retired. Well, you carry on thinking that. Okay, what does this mean for Sebastian's case? Well, look, it means there's no one looking for Sebastian. There's no one out there looking for Sebastian. At least with Steve as the PI, he was giving us some useful information. He was giving us clips of things that were happening in the neighbourhood over that night, the 25th into the 26th. We've seen Max, the German Shepherd, moments before he dove into the retention pond. We've seen a bloodhound. And some of the things that Steve has said regarding the dogs have been contradictory. Like he said that apart from Max and Rex, the first bloodhound he saw was like at 2 p.m. and they weren't following a track. And then he released this footage of this dog that was in the same location as the shadowy figure from 12:17 a.m. And then this dog apparently is here at 8:30 a.m. And he absolutely was on a track. But he's given us information that we can actually use. He's given us information that is uncontroversially relevant. Not just Sebastian having dinner with his mother and then just making up ridiculous stuff because Katie looks around. What? It's craziness. At least what Steve has given us is useful. Look, I'd like to see all the surveillance footage. I'd like to see it all. I really would. Just release it all. But then again, I know that we can't have nice things, and I know why. It's really sad because nobody's looking for Sebastian. No one's looking for him. If there's no longer a PI working on behalf of Sebastian, don't come at me saying, oh yeah, but the green team are doing all this. No, they're not. At night, it's just a pretend intelligence agency. It doesn't mean anything. Anybody can set up a intelligence agency. No, they're not real. They're not looking for Sebastian. They're absolutely not. So, no one's looking for him. I'm sure the cops are following up on leads and stuff like that, but who's actually out there looking for him? No one. I still think Sebastian is within a mile of his home, if not less. Construction site, I would like that to be thoroughly searched, but it's very different there now than it was in February 2024. And I still think Sebastian was heading north. Whether he made it from that construction area, maybe he didn't. I'd like all the drains to be checked again. I'd like everything to start again from scratch. Got all the warrants you need. Not got probable cause though. There's no evidence of anything. So getting warrants to search land, almost impossible. But I really do think Sebastian is here. Sadly. And he's been here all along. I'm not seeing any evidence to the contrary. None. Zero. Zilch. And no evidence is evidence. It's evidence that something didn't happen. I don't know, it's really sad. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.